Oh, why can I hear myself? What did I forget to unmute? There we go. But yeah, hi. I have entered the third dimension. Oh, and I got new overlays. But more importantly, I have entered the third dimension. I'm not used to the whole how responsive the 3D tracking is. So let me know if I'm moving around a little bit too much because it moves really far even when I move just a little bit. But yeah. How are you guys all doing today? Arasu, whoa, thank you. I didn't realize my alerts would be so small. I have to make those bigger. I'm in 3D. I've been like both really excited and really nervous for this. So it's nice to have something that moves with me. It's a little weird. I have to remember to face the camera properly. Mellow 3D, why didn't I think of that? Woo. So I figured since I've got a model that'll track me now, and that now since I have what was I gonna say? I keep getting distracted by seeing my model move with me. I figured since I never really did a proper debut, I was gonna do the debut slides today. What did I do with my slideshow? I had it here somewhere. It's here somewhere. I know it is. I just have to figure out where. Slideshow, there we are. Slideshow. Hey! So yeah, I'm doing the classic VTuber debut slides. And okay, where are we? There we are. All right. All right, a little bit about me. So, hi, I'm Melody, but y'all know that already. Uh, I am a bear. I am specifically a cinnamon bear. So we are a species of bear that's known specifically for our sort of light brown cinnamon colored fur. Weirdly enough, rather than being a brown bear, we are actually a species of black bear, which is, I suppose, sort of a misleading name because black bears actually don't come in black very often. You see them a lot more often in brown, and sometimes even like sometimes even shades of like cream. This is zoomed in way too much. I'm gonna see if I can fix this real quick. I've got my just gonna have to edit my filters. Or I can just zoom it out. That works too. Okay, zoom out. There we go. That's better. Then I probably need to move myself over a little bit. Where am I? There I am. There we go. Now I'm not blocking the slideshow as much. Where was I? Slideshow. There we are. I am 157 centimeters tall, which is approximately 5'2". There we go. Oh, there's so many bear puns. I'm working on eventually. I'm working on eventually making my own like starting and ending screens, and I'm half tempted to make them a bear pun. Well, I'm more than half tempted. I'm really tempted to make them a bear pun. What was I doing? Age. So, I have been what was I gonna say? Be tempted, do it. I keep getting distracted. There's so much going on my OBS screen. I am around 20. I'm not gonna give out my actual age, but I am within a year or two of 20. My birthday is August 4th. Woo! So yeah, I have that coming up before too long as well, which is a little bit weird to think about. Just like I didn't have any major events for however many months that I've been doing this, and now I'm gonna have like this, and then my birthday, and then my anniversary within like just a couple of months. Languages. I speak English. I speak I'd say conversational Spanish. I'm not fluent, but I do speak enough Spanish to hold a conversation. Although I'm a lot better at reading than I am at speaking, I'll be the first to admit it. And I am working on learning Japanese. I am still very, very much at a beginner level when it comes to Japanese. I can't even read all the hiragana yet, but I'm working on it. It's going slowly but steadily. And hopefully I will eventually be able to hold a conversation in Japanese a little bit better. My emojis. Woo, Melody debut. Woo! My emojis. I have a little teddy bear and a music note for my emojis. I wanted to go with just the teddy bear, but I feel like that wouldn't be I felt like that wouldn't be specific enough, so I went with the teddy bear and the music note. And then my hashtag is just hashtag Melody Bear. I am not creative enough to think up a fun, like, punny hashtag, although I do have a couple of ones that I could do. But yeah, and then this is me. This is the full body of my PNG tuber. And it's what I mean, it's me. I have, where are we? My favorites, there we go. Anime and games. I have a long, long list of favorite stuff, and it's from just a whole bunch of genres. My favorite anime of probably all time is going to be Death Note, and I know that it's sort of a generic choice, but it's just so good. I can't not list it as my favorite. uh, Death Note's pretty great. Death Note is really great. It was actually one of my, I think, it was probably the first, not the first, but it was one of the first anime I ever watched. The first ones were probably like Pokemon and Sailor Moon. But Death Note was the first like real anime I actually like went and actively chose to watch rather than just kind of watching it when it came on TV. Death Note's first arc is a masterpiece. It really is. It's so good. And then in a complete turnaround from the vibes of Death Note, my second favorite anime is probably Love Live. I do love the first season, but I am kind of, or not the first season, like the first and second seasons technically. I really do love Muse. Although I am kind of sentimental towards Love Live Sunshine. The newer franchises are good too, although I haven't gotten around to watching season 2 of Nijigasaki yet. And I have not gotten around to watching season 2 of Love Live Superstar yet, although those are both on my list to watch. Uh, then, again, in another complete turnaround from Love Live, Monica Magica, which is like, I know I mentioned I was a big Sailor Moon fan growing up. And so it was really cool to me to see such an interesting spin on the genre. And I mean, it's kind of changed magical girl anime in a way forever. I mean, sure, you still have like stuff like Sailor Moon and Precure's still running and all that, but I feel like post Madoka Magica as compared to beforehand, you see a lot more of that more grounded, sort of darker take on the magical girl idea. Spirited Away. I love Studio Ghibli. Having a magical girl with a twist that's not a stupid comedy trope. Oh my god, yeah. Spirited Away. Yes. I am also a huge Studio Ghibli fan. Spirited Away is kind of sentimental to me because it was the first real Studio Ghibli one I watched. Well, it's the first one I remember watching. I know for a fact that I watched Ponyo when I was really young, but Spirited Away is the first like Studio Ghibli movie I really remember watching. So it's sort of like sentimental to me. The comedy is that it's depressing AF. Oh my god. Yeah. It is. It's definitely depressing, but I think it's a really cool take on the whole magical girl idea. Spirited Away is like a crazy pants dream. I mean, it is, but it's also Studio Ghibli, so that's not too out of the ordinary for it. But it is, well, for one, the animation is gorgeous and the music is gorgeous and just everything about it is incredible to me. Someone sold it to me as the Japanese version of Alice in Wonderland, and I agree. It really kind of is, isn't it? Except, well, I have opinions about Alice in Wonderland and a lot of modern takes on it, but I will save that for probably later. But the point of Alice in Wonderland is that it's sort of a not a satire, but a comedy of manners in a way. Like the whole idea is Alice is thrown into this whole world where she doesn't understand the way anyone or anything acts because they're super strict Victorian high society manners don't make any sense to a kid. Versus where Spirited Away has similar premise but a different message to it, if that makes any sense. Like the reason Chihiro does manages to do as well as she does, sort of, is because she is infallibly polite and she knows she treats everyone with respect and kindness. Uh Horimiya. I am not usually a huge romance fan, but something about this this anime and this manga just gets me every time. It's so cute. And it's like again, not normally a huge romance or a huge slice of life fan, but something about the way this Horimiya is written and framed just it feels more engaging than I usually find slice of life. Oh, thank you, Pelican. Bye, I guess. And then the last one, again, major turnaround from Love Live would have to be Perfect Blue. It is, if you haven't seen Perfect Blue, absolutely you should see it. But it's sort of it's like well, it is a horror movie. It's like a horror take on the sort of the dark side of being an idol. It follows this idol who trying to figure out how to describe this without spoiling too much of it, because it really is just something that you have to watch for yourself. but I think it's sort of so it follows this idol who decides that she wants to take a break from sort of her idol career, and she gets a stalker from it, and that stalker starts having like really bad effects on her mental health. You'd like Oshinoko? I've seen Oshinoko. I had read the manga up until it got to the really weird incest plotline, and then I stopped watching it. Well, I watched the anime, and then I read the manga up until it got to the really weird incest plotline, and then it was I stopped reading it after that. That's a no for me. Not much horror nor idol. The only horror anime I saw wasn't much horror. Ghost Hunt. I don't think I've seen that one. I may have to add it to my list. There's a couple of really good horror anime out there. And there's, well, I mean, anything by Junji Ito, although he does, just a fair warning, he's probably one of the best horror writers that I've ever read. Although, fair warning, he does a whole lot of body horror related stuff. So if you're not comfortable with that, I would maybe avoid his work or just like read a review of it first. Junji Ito's freaky. Yeah, but it is good horror. I will be the first to admit that. Uh, Genres. So, in general, when it comes to anime and manga and, well, just books and TV shows in general, I'm a really big fan of mystery and a really big fan of horror. Mystery can be hit or miss sometimes because oftentimes I end up predicting the twist before it actually happens, and then it's not necessarily as fun to watch or read. But horror always manages to keep me on my toes, which is part of the reason why I like it so much, is because there's not always that as many clues that are hidden in there to try and predict the twist or the ending. So horror is always fun for me. Although I will admit I prefer like horror anime or manga or TV shows over horror books just because I feel like horror translates better in a visual medium. Although there are some really incredible horror novels out there. Fantasy. There's not, I mean, I suppose at least a couple of these on my list could be considered fantasy, but also I am a sucker for not even a good isekai anime, like just cheesy isekai. I'm a sucker for cheesy isekai. It doesn't matter how much of a like blatant power fantasy it is, I'm still gonna watch it or read it. It is sort of a guilty pleasure, I guess. And music slash idol animes. Uh, Music slash idol anime. What was I saying? What was I gonna say? Well, I mean, Love Live is up there in my top, but honestly, I've very rarely encountered an idol anime or an idol franchise that I haven't liked. And that's only ones that are written real badly. Well, except for Oshinoko and the weird incest plotline, but I will put that aside for now. So yeah, music and idol anime. Love Live, Bandori or Bang Dream, Zombieland Saga is a really cool take on it. That's still like, it's still very much a classic idol anime, but it's also also has like that sort of fun horror take to it. Nodame Cantabile. I haven't heard of that one, but I haven't heard of that one, but I think I can add that to my list. Or just some other really good ones. Well, Your Lie in April is also another it's really sad, but it's really good. Is another one about music. If you're about piano and orchestra, okay. I love, well, I love classical music and then I play the cello, so there's that. But yeah, there's so many really good music and idol centric anime out there that just I rarely find one that I don't like. Games. My favorite games of all time are Undertale, Celeste, Rhythm Heaven, and Disco Elysium, which is a fairly wide variety. I have, well, I don't know if it's right to say I have a soft spot for indie games. That it's kind of an understatement given that I built most of my channel around them, but I love, 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 love indie games. I feel like if you want to see interesting spins on new concepts, or well, if you want to see really interesting new concepts or interesting spins on old concepts, you've got to be looking at the indie scene. There's so many cool games that come out that just like that because they aren't from AAA studios that just don't get the same kind of attention that they really deserve. And so like I am all about one, playing them myself, and number two, trying to bring attention to underrated indie games that I believe just deserve more attention than they get. But yeah, Undertale is probably one of my favorites of all time. I mean, it's a game about games. It's both, it's somehow at the same time both a satire of sort of the RPG genre and a commentary on it's somehow both a satire and a commentary and genuinely an RPG made in good faith. It's clearly made by someone who knows the genre and loves the genre, which which I think is really, really cool. Celeste, again, also one of my favorite games of all time. I am not, I can't say I'm particularly good at it. I'm well practiced enough at this point to where I can beat the main story without, I can beat the main story through chapter 7 without too much trouble. But when it comes to the B-sides, the C-sides, and the core, that's where I really struggle. If I ever manage to get a capture card, I'll stream my attempts at one of the B-sides or the C-sides eventually. Dead Cells. Again, sort of another game like Celeste where it's got a lot of challenge, but it's really good at teaching you how to play the game and how to overcome that challenge. Like the challenge very much feels rewarding in Dead Cells. And yes, it is insanely hard, and I'm fairly sure whoever made it is a sadist. But also really solid game. Like there's something to be said for the feeling of overcoming a challenge. And there's definitely something to be said for games that help teach you to overcome that challenge instead of just kind of throwing you in the deep end. Ignore my model just spazzing out for a minute there. I leaned sideways to grab my water bottle. Rhythm Heaven. I love rhythm games. I love, 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 love rhythm games. And Rhythm Heaven is was probably the first rhythm game I played and sort of what really got me to fall in love with the genre. I am a fierce advocate that since we're probably not getting too many new IPs for the Switch, I am a fierce advocate that there should be a new Rhythm Heaven for whenever they release the Switch too. Project Diva much. I actually haven't played a whole lot of Project Diva. I also have not actually played a whole lot of DDR just because I'm clumsy as hell. I have not like I try and play DDR and I just end up tripping over my own feet. But Project Diva is definitely something I can try and play on stream. I mean to I've streamed Rhythm Doctor before. I want to eventually stream Muse Dash and A Dance of Fire and Ice. You can play DDR with a keyboard? I did not know that. I might have to try that. But yeah, I can absolutely try and play DDR since I have it with my keyboard. But yeah, I do want to stream A Dance of Fire and Ice eventually. I want to stream Muse Dash. I'm working on getting better at Quaver, although I'm not really. I'm working on getting better at Quaver, although something about the 4-key or the 6-key layout just really messes with me. I can't for some reason get the signals to translate to my brain the same way. Again, if I ever figure out how to do it, I want to play I was first introduced to the genre through Rhythm Heaven. And then I really fell in love with the genre through like touchscreen rhythm games. Citus and Demo are two of my favorite touchscreen ones. I'm actually currently I am Grandmaster ranked in a rhythm game that's all classical piano. Citus 2 on phone. Citus 2 is so good. It really is. Again, if I ever figure out how to actually manage to stream it, I will. I do want to play Project Sekai eventually. Maybe D4DJ. If I can, again, ever figure out how to do it. But yeah, so many rhythm games I want to stream that I haven't gotten around to yet. Eve. This is sort of an outlier when it comes to the trends in what I like. Eve is a really cool RPG Maker horror puzzle game. I would only really consider it horror because of the themes and some minor jump scares. But it's really more of a puzzle game. You play as this little girl named Eve, and you end up in a haunted art gallery. And you have to sort of like puzzle your way out. It's really good. It is, again, sort of an outlier, but one of my favorite games. And then Disco Elysium. Again, indie game with a really cool take on a concept that's sort of been done before, but I feel like has never really been explored. If that makes any sense. Again, this is one of the ones that you really have to play yourself. There's not really a way to explain it without the first-hand experience. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure my Twitch stream just went down. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. Are we good now? Oh, I'm still here. Okay, for some reason my little status bar was saying that I'm offline. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Disco Elysium. Yes, again, it's one of those things that you really have to play yourself. There's not really a way to describe it past the first-hand experience, but it is again, sort of a mix between satire and political commentary. Sort of like Undertale is just in a much more political sense. And it really allows you to explore a whole bunch of really cool possibilities. I could play that game so many times and never have exactly the same experience. I could probably play it a million times and never have exactly the same experience playing it. Genres. All right, so when it comes to genres for games, I will try almost anything. I am, in general, not a huge fan of co-op shooters. But beyond that, I will try just about anything I can. as long as it has some sort of element that looks interesting to me. But the ones I especially love are story games. Anything that has a really good story, I'm always willing to play. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Yeah, anything that has a really good story, I am always willing to play. I love a game with a good story. Or especially something with like really deep lore, because I see really deep lore and my brain goes, "Ooh, puzzle. I'm going to solve that." And then I end up like theorizing for days. But either way, games with good story and games with deep lore. Rhythm games. I mentioned this already, but there's so many rhythm games that I want to play on stream. Well, there's so many rhythm games out there that I still have to even try. But I do eventually want to play rhythm games on stream. Challenge games. If you couldn't tell by Celeste and Dead Cells being up there in my top games, yeah, challenge games. So if you didn't guess by Undertale, or not Undertale, Celeste and Dead Cells being up there in my top games, I love a good challenge. It can get a little frustrating at times, but there's nothing like the feeling of beating a really tough level that you've been trying to beat for like weeks. It is just, it's really satisfying. And puzzle games. This is what I've mostly been doing so far on stream is puzzle games, but I also love a good puzzle. Challenge games, feeling to try a good Dark Souls? I am really bad at Dark Souls. Something about the combat mechanics just messes with me, but I can try it. I'm sure if I put enough time into it, I'll eventually improve, but I am really bad at Dark Souls and Souls-like games. But yeah, puzzle games. I love a good puzzle. I found especially like escape room styled games are really fun. I just like the structure. But anything with a good puzzle as well is just something I love. If you like puzzles, try Islands of Insight. Open world puzzle game, puzzles to play for days. Okay. I need to start writing all of these down. I need a notepad or something. Islands of Insight. I'm working my way through The Witness right now, which is, do you want to talk about something that's both a challenge game and a puzzle game? The Witness is definitely up there. I wasn't intending on playing it on stream because I'm just like, it's really slow on my part. It takes me a while to figure stuff out. But yeah, I love a good puzzle. Okay, next slide. Likes and dislikes. Singing. Singing. I love singing. I mean, those of you who have been here for a while know that I tend to do a lot of karaoke streams. And then if I ever learn how to mix well enough that I feel good releasing it, I want to release a whole bunch of covers. There's so many songs that I want to cover. Music. I also just love music in general, even if it's not something I can sing to. A napping bro or like this, yes. Well, I mean, that's sort of where me being a bear came from, is from a joke about my tendency to hibernate. Music. Yes, I love music. I have never found a genre I don't like. I love music of all kinds. Every piece of music has like a mood and a time and a place. But I have never found a genre I don't like. It wouldn't be true to say that I've never found a song I don't like, because there are plenty of songs I don't like, but I've never found a genre I don't like. Soup. Soup of any kind is probably my favorite food. Like, It doesn't even matter if it's like if it's hot outside or if it's the middle of winter, just soup is amazing and I love it. Sweets and candy. I have a huge sweet tooth. Uh, I love I love candy of pretty much any kind. I probably eat too much candy to be honest. Know any good death metal songs? It's not a genre I'm super familiar with. I know I know a couple of baby metal songs, but I don't think they really count as death metal. I know they do count as metal. I just don't know if they really count as death metal. I'm not quite sure what the distinction is. And the good soup that warms you up from the inside. Oh yeah. Can't imagine me doing a grill. That's because I can't. I really can't. I can try, but it sounds awful. What was I saying? I lost track of where I was. Sweets and candy. Yes, I have a huge sweet tooth. I believe bears growl. It's on par. It is. It's just that mine kind of sounds like my voice is dying. What do you think about future-based melodic dubstep? I like it. Well, there's songs that I found that I like and songs that I found like I don't, that I found that I don't. But melodic dubstep I really like. It's good homework music. Like there's how do I put this? It's noisy enough that it makes my brain shut up. So it's good music for when I need to like mindlessly focus. Sweets. Yes. I probably eat too much to be honest. But again, I have a massive sweet tooth. Tea. I am not I'm not a coffee fan. I am not a coffee fan. It just the flavor doesn't vibe with me. I know that there are people out there who are really serious about their coffee. I am sort of if there's an inverse of that, I'm really serious about my tea. Like I have a passion for good tea. My favorite tea is probably Genmaicha, which is matcha green tea with roasted brown rice. It adds this sort of like really sweet, or not, it adds a little bit of sweetness and this really nice depth of flavor to the tea. I also, I really like, what's it called? What's it called? There's a specific name for it. It's a kind of oolong tea that's like, it's floral, but it's not too floral. I don't remember the name for it. But yeah, either way, I love tea and I love especially good tea. Lemon ginger is great for singing, yeah. Lemon ginger, I have a blackberry ginger herbal tea that's really great for well, when I'm sick and if I've been talking or singing too much, it's really great for like a sore throat. Fashion and costume design. So I have how I got started singing through theater, specifically musical theater. But unfortunately, I am not a spectacular actress. And so I never was really cast in like plays. I was cast in musicals plenty of the time, but never really in plays. And so I wanted to still be involved, and so I got into costume design for plays. And so I sort of even now that I'm not really involved in it anymore, I still love doing it. I love doing outfit design. I love doing like I have a passion for historical fashion and historical recreations. I I kind of want to try cosplay. I've like I've done sketches of cosplay outfits, but I've never made one outside of the context of a play or anything like that. Fashion Dreamer Flare, yes. It's Fashion Dreamer is really nostalgic in a way. Like it feels sort of like those like flash games that you would play online back forever ago when flash games were still really a thing. And of course, napping. I would not be me if I wasn't ready for a nap at any given time. Like legitimately, one year for my birthday, a friend of mine gave me a stack of photos of me falling asleep in increasingly unlikely places, like in the car, on the table, literally just curled up in a ball on the floor, just anytime, anywhere I can nap. Dislikes. Spiders. Ugh. I know that that's like the most common dislike on the planet, but ew. Spiders. And I feel like every game I play, I somehow always come to an area with spider enemies. Napping in class. Uh, I don't do it anymore. Or I try very hard not to do it anymore because now that I'm in college, I really need to pay attention in class. But back in like high school, I napped in class all the time. I'm not exactly proud of it, but it happened. Can't beat arachnophobia. I wouldn't necessarily say it's arachnophobia. I can get close to a spider. I'm like the like designated catch the spider under a cup and bring it outside person in my friend among my friends. But like they're still just ick. Too many legs, too many eyes. Just no. I'd nap in a chemistry class back in high school. That was me, but with history. I'm surprised I passed any of my history classes because we would just like get to some random war that no one's cared about since the 1800s, and I would just like immediately be asleep. Coffee. I mentioned this back when I was talking about tea. I'm not a huge coffee fan. It does not I do not vibe with coffee. If I need my caffeine, I'm gonna get it from either tea or from energy drinks, which both of which are generally less expensive than coffee in the first place. Jump scares. Despite really liking horror games and horror movies, I hate jump scares because I always like jump like 2 feet in the air and then I fall out of my chair or I end up like against the wall or something. And it's never a fun time. Hot peppers. I love spicy food, but I don't like hot peppers by themselves. Like I love spicy food. I love Indian food. I love Cajun food. Just spicy food's great, but I don't like hot peppers by themselves. Like you could not force me to eat a jalapeno if you wanted me to. Like if it's jalapeno mixed into something, that's fine. But like a fried jalapeno or something like that by itself, no thanks. And then mushrooms. Mushrooms are also a no thank you. Well, except enoki mushrooms. I really like enoki mushrooms, but I have no other kind of mushroom I've ever tried I've enjoyed. I know that that's like the that's like a 5-year-old food ick. Like an oh, I don't like mushrooms. That's the kind of thing that people expect you to grow out of, but nope. Didn't like mushrooms then, still don't like them now. Uh and then we've got what I want to stream. Karaoke. Not even the Paris mushrooms? I am not. I don't think I'm. That's not ringing a bell. Uh, don't know if they have an English name. The phrase Paris mushroom is really not ringing a bell. Chocolate truffles, do those count? Well, those aren't really mushrooms. They are small mushrooms cut in slices and cooked tender on the pan. That is also not ringing a bell. But what I want to stream, karaoke. All the karaoke. I love singing and I love singing on stream. I want to do all the karaoke streams. It can be a little bit hard because I have to find times where I can sing loud without having to worry too much about my volume. Because there's like, well, I'm a college student. I live on campus, and there's like quiet hours, and so I have to find a time where I can sing loud enough without having to worry about someone like reporting me. Brian VT requested Idol. Not today. My voice is not warmed up at all for singing today. But yeah, I want to do all the karaoke streams. Rhythm games. I know I've already said this, but again, there's so many cool rhythm games that I want to play. If I can ever figure out how to get my phone screen to stream to my OBS, then I will play some of the touchscreen rhythm games. Let's plan a king-size karaoke stream for the day I finally leave student housing. I'm getting, well, not my own apartment. I'm gonna have roommates, but I am getting a proper apartment next year. So, well, next school year in August, around the end of August. So hopefully then I'll be able to do a big karaoke stream to put on the to-do list. Yeah, definitely. Puzzle games. I want more puzzle games to stream. I am going to stream for those of y'all who remember way back when I was streaming the Cube Escape games. I want to stream more games from that developer because they're all in a very cool like shared universe that I eventually, well, I don't necessarily know how making a video essay would really work for me given that I've never tried it. But I do eventually want to at least attempt to make a video essay on the lore about the series because it's really cool. Story games. Again, I want to stream more games with cool stories to them as well. I am planning on revisiting Undertale eventually. So I'll list that probably under story games, I guess, but either way, games with cool stories. Yes. Just chatting is a maybe. I don't it's not something I've done a whole lot of, so I feel like it might be a little bit of trial and error doing just chatting streams and sort of trying to figure out how to do those, but I do want to do like discussion streams. Like I take a topic and I lay out like all my thoughts on it, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it, and that I can do is like discussion oriented things, because I have a lot of opinions about things that are not particularly important, but either way they're there. Although that's the kind of thing I have to do a little bit of research before, because I'm not gonna go and do a stream without like having do a stream discussing something without having at least evidence or more knowledge to back me up. And then outfit fashion design. Again, this is more of a technical limitation. What are your deep opinions on rigging? I don't really have too many right off the bat. I mean, I do have opinions. I'm not a rigger and I don't use a live 2D model. So I'm not exactly an authority on the subject. Deep opinions on onion rings. Onion rings. I wish they did something more to the onion instead of just frying it and battering it, because you get this really delicious like deep fried dough and then it's just bam, onion. And nobody likes the taste of raw onion. Well, actually maybe people do like the taste of raw onion, but nobody sane likes the taste of raw onion. Thoughts on AI? Oh my god, I have so many thoughts on AI. If I went into my thoughts on AI, we would be here for hours. But anyway, it's a useful tool if made and used ethically. But unfortunately, too many of the AI models right now are not made ethically, and they're certainly not being used ethically. I think it could easily be a powerful tool in the future, but it shouldn't be there to replace humans, and it should be, again, made ethically. Outfit and fashion design. The chat pops up right as I'm about to move on to it. This is more of a technical limitation and like a skill level on my part limitation. I have yet to figure out how to, I draw on an iPad. And so I have, again, yet to figure out how to hook up my iPad so that it'll stream the screen to my OBS. So when I figure that out, I will plan on doing an outfit/fashion design stream. Although I'm used to designing something that actually gets translated into an actual garment instead of like an outfit design for a VTuber where it gets translated into digital art. And so there's a lot of differences that I have to address when it comes to that. Stuff like the amount of detail that has to go into it, and like the shapes and that sort of thing are all very different when you're drawing something for like a digital art purpose than you are when you're drawing something to be made into an actual costume. You could ask Yam about plugging in an iPad. I think she went through Discord to stream it. Yeah, I've been considering that, although I would have to make a separate Discord account, and that seems like a lot. It seems like there's got to be an easier way to do it. I keep reaching for my mouse and I keep forgetting that I don't have it plugged in at the moment. My goals. These are all very much a long shot in terms of goals. These may never happen, but there's stuff that I want to do eventually. Be in a concert. I know that this is like mostly an agency VTuber thing, and being a small indie, it may be unrealistic, but if there's ever a concert where people are inviting, where they're doing indie VTubers, I want to be in a concert one day. I think it'd be really cool to perform. I mean, like, there's a live performance aspect to karaoke streams, but it's not quite the same thing as being on a stage. And I want to have that sort of live performance opportunity. 500 followers. Again, very much a long shot. This is the kind of thing that would probably take years to achieve. But it's, again, something that I think would be really cool to have, is to be able to say, oh yeah, I have 500 followers on Twitch. Like a digital stage or an IRL stage. I mean, Probably it would have to be a digital stage. But there is like there's still that aspect of like really, really performing. Like it's not just singing, it's singing and being like what's the word? How do I describe this? It's that aspect of like being able to get up and move and like, well, a digital stage isn't so much interacting with an audience in the same way, but still, I want to be able to perform like that, singing and dancing and entertaining the crowd. Yeah, that exactly. I want to be able to do that someday. The whole idol course. Yeah. I will be I will be the first to admit I really I got into VTubing through being a fan of idols. Oh, come on. Why did there we go. Celesta did a Valentine's concert a while back. Oh, cool. I hadn't heard about that. But kind of counts, I guess. That counts to me. So yes, 500 followers. Again, very much a long shot. I don't know if it will if it'll ever happen, and if it does happen, it'll probably be at least a couple years into doing this. But I feel like it'd be cool to like just be able to say like I have 500 followers on Twitch. Like that would be incredible. Uh Original song someday. Again, this also feels really like a long shot given that I don't have much skill when it comes to songwriting. But yeah, I want to do an original song someday. It will be that's the kind of thing that'll take a lot of time and effort, but if I ever manage to get better at songwriting, that's something I want to do. And then all the covers. I'm working on learning how to mix my own covers because I don't always have the budget to do both like well, I very rarely have the budget to do a cool music video and to hire a mixer. So I'm working on learning how to mix things myself. But once I feel confident enough in my skills to be able to like share, to be able to like publish stuff, there are so many songs I want to cover. Y'all have no idea. What do you use to mix? I'm working on learning Reaper at the moment. It's kind of an uphill battle, given that I'm not familiar with mixing at all. It's going to be a journey before I feel confident enough to share any of what I've done. But that's the hope, is that I'll be able to do a whole bunch of covers someday. I freaking my tracking froze. Are we back? Okay, we're back. I'm back. Melody died. Yes. Yes, I did for a minute. All right. What's next? Oh my god, we're already at the end of the slideshow. Credits. My my PNG model, which I do, for the record, I still plan on using just because using the 3D model, I worry about using the 3D model and OBS and streaming like really high performance games. So I probably will still be using my PNG model if I'm streaming anything that's really hard on my computer. Is by a Five Shin on Twitter, who is amazing and is so great. And if you ever need a PNG tuber, you should reach out to them. My 3D model is by Arisu. Thank you, Arisu. She had the challenge of trying to adapt the art style on my PNG to my my 3D model, and she did amazing. My logo. Did I remember to include my logo in my I don't think I remember to include my logo in the first slide of my slideshow because I just got it like yesterday. But I have no. Why did it do that? I have a logo now, and it's really cool. And I'm probably gonna incorporate it on something eventually. I have to figure out what to. But I have a logo now. Give me a second. I should have it here somewhere. Where is it? I really need to reorganize my desktop. Whoa, shrink it. That's really big. I have a logo. It's really cute. I'm gonna have to figure out a better place to put it in my overlay, but it's really cute. My overlays are by Atelier Miyuki on Twitter, and my starting and ending screens are by Beryl Bijou on Twitter. These are all like pre-made. They're not commissioned, but they are really cute and really cool. But yeah, that is the end of my slideshow. But if you give me a second, I am gonna show off my model. You've got, why is it, okay, I have to zoom way out. It is apparently cut off at the waist. How do I fix that? Give me a minute. We are, okay, how do I zoom out? That's not it. No, no, now I'm just rotated. What did I do? What did I do? I guess I just keep rotating until it goes all the way back around. Woo! Give me a second. I have the controls for this written down somewhere. Controls. Okay, here we are. This should be working better now. Yeah, there we are. I have legs now. How do I make myself have... How do I zoom out? How do I zoom out? Scroll, no, it's not my scroll button because I'm using a trackpad. I'm not using a mouse. Give me a second. It's gotta be here somewhere. There has got to be an easier way to do this. Okay, okay, it says, Control, Shift, Alt, and drag down. Okay, Control, Shift, Alt, and drag down. Okay, Control, Shift, Alt, and drag down. No. Alt and drag? No. Shift and drag? No. Control and drag? No. I might just need to back up. There we go. Now I'm like sitting like half a foot away from my computer, but you can see me. Just zoom out in real life. Hey, if it works, it works. There has got to be a better way to do this. But yeah, woo, this is me. I do technically have hand tracking, but it's really wonky. So I'm trying not to use it too much, but yeah, woo. There we go. Yeah, it messes with my head tracking. I want to see the knees. I'm working on it. How do I zoom out? Move back. Move back. Why? Nope, that just rotates me. That rotates me. I'm sideways now. I figured out how to do this before the stream. I should remember. Okay, so I might just need to go grab my mouse. No, pinch and pull is what rotates me. Mouse time. I think it might be. I am gonna be right back while I go grab my mouse. I'll put on some music for y'all while I run and grab that. Okay, I'm back, and I'm three-dimensional. Woo! really do need to make my thing bigger. But there we go. I'm three-dimensional. I've got there's your knees, Arasu. There's your knees. Are you happy now? Knees. And then yeah, I do have hand tracking, but it's real wonky at the moment. So I can't really like I ain't doing choreography or anything anytime soon. But yeah, I can bounce a little bit. I can move. Wee. And yeah, so this is me. Uh I said it earlier, but Arasu made my 3D model, and she's incredible for doing that. I've got this is the same outfit as my PNG, so there's not really anything special to point out. Although y'all haven't really seen my PNG from the waist down, have you? But yeah, I got my headband. I got my sweatshirt and my skirt and my socks and my sneakers. Woo! I'm not quite sure what else to point out on the design. Yeah, if you give me a second, I can zoom back in. Whoa, I'm coming. I did not mean to zoom right in on the chest. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I did not mean to zoom that far in. Yeah, I can zoom in back to me. This is really cool having a model that tracks my movement. You did not mean to zoom in on the boob. I did not mean to zoom in on that. I oh, I move my head in the wrong direction and the tracking just goes crazy. But I did not mean to zoom in on the chest. But yeah, woo! I'm three-dimensional. I'm three-dimensional and I'm hungry. But yeah, I've got this. Oh yeah, I've got this new overlay. Well, I say new. I've actually had it for a while, but I had my other overlay that I was using that I decided I liked a little tiny bit better. But I figured since I was doing a big event, I might as well introduce this one, and then I can switch between them depending on how things go. I still have to decide which one I like better because I do really like all the fun colors in this one. Yeah, this one has got my a spot for my socials and stuff down here, which is cool. And then yeah, I'm not I'm honestly not quite sure what to do now. I did my slideshow. I showed off my model. I guess I can chat for a little. How are y'all doing today? See, this is why I don't do just chatting streams, because I just sit here and I have no idea what to talk about. I figure if I did like a discussion type stream, I could figure it out from there. But actually uh it is about 2:30. I think it's probably about time I wrap up for today. But thank you all so much for coming. And I will post my schedule as soon as I can. My schedule for next week, and I will see you on Monday in 3D. Woo! Thank you all so much for coming. Sorry to end it so, I feel like, really early, but yeah, thank you. Bye. If my hand tracking wants to work so I can actually wave, bye. Bye.